Coin.
Hello, YouTube coin community. It's me, Robert with Coin Art, back again we're going to take and continue the series that we started on the Lincoln Cents. Now, the first one that we did, the first video, was on the 1960s. In this series, we're going to concentrate strictly on the 70s. Now, remember, the rules to this is only in business strike. I'm not going to do the proofs. That'll be a different video. Charles Johnson, again, thank you, Charles. He's the one who made the suggestion. I do have other suggestions that I've been getting to. I'm working on videos on them. I'm hoping to pack the rest of the month with videos, or as many as I can, as many as I have time for. I do have a tight schedule coming up with the holidays coming up. Also, there's just a lot of coin shows coming up in this area that I will be participating at the coin shows. If anybody wants to know about that schedule, it's going to be Indianapolis. I think there's one north of Dayton, Ohio, Indianapolis, Indiana. I think those are the only two I can think of right now, besides the local ones. The locals are here and within, well, anything within 100 miles of the greater Cincinnati, I may attend it. So if you'd like to know if I'm going to be at a certain coin show, feel free to send me an email and I'll let you know. But we're going to work primarily, again, like I said, on the 1970s. If you coin roll hunt, you'll definitely have a much better chance of getting a higher grade, which is a higher return on your money. Now, granted, you have to go, most likely you'll have to go to a coin store or a show, buy the rolls from a dealer, pay a little bit extra, but you know what? It's really, really worth it. What's the old saying? The only way to make money is to spend some money. So what I'm going to do is, again, we're sticking with the 70s, and I'll show you them, and I'll make some descriptions as we go along. So let's get started. Once again, I'd like to thank you, Charles Johnson, for your suggestion. Okay, the first one we're going to look at is the 1970's Lincoln Cent. This is the double die obverse. This is the Phoebus Stanton FS 101. As you can see on Liberty, it's got a nice strong doubling, and it also has a very nice strong doubling on In God We Trust, and it has some doubling also on the date. This is one you want to look for. In a Mint State 66 example, it sells for $32,500. Now, in lower grades like a Mint State 63, you can still expect to get a very nice $5,000 reward for this coin. The next coin we'll look at is the 1971 Lincoln Cent. This is Phoebus Stanton 101, and it's a double die obverse. Here we can see it shows up real nicely on Liberty. This is a little weaker than the last one, but it's still a nice coin. Now, you can also see it just a little bit better up on In God We Trust. A nice example is one to look for. I like the strength of it up there. However, on the date, it does show a little bit better on the date. Now, the prices of this in a Mint State 63 starts out at about $225, and it goes all the way up to a Mint State 66 at $2,850. In 1972, the Lincoln Cent seemed to take and have a little bit of problems on the production line, as you will see. The next 9 coins are all 1972 double dies. This first one here is the 72 double die number 1. This is the strongest of the series. It takes little effort for me to take and show you a nice blow up of the date and Liberty, and you can see just how strong the doubling is. It's one that you definitely want to look for, and it's easy to see. You can also see it again very easily on In God We Trust. The value of this coin ranges from a Mint State 63 red of $375 all the way up to a Mint State 68 red of $22,500. If you're coin roll hunting and you find one of these examples, you definitely want to get it graded. These next few I may rush a little bit. This is the Phoebus Stanton FS 102. Not quite as strong as the number 1, but it still commands a nice price. In a Mint State 63, you can expect $65 all the way up to a 66 grade where you can get $350. The number 3 is probably the most common for the double dies of 1972. And a Mint State 63 red, you can expect $34. And they have it graded all the way up to a Mint State 67, which you can get a handsome reward of $1,250. Now, the 1972 double die obverse FS104, or the double die number 4, is a very rare and very well sought after coin. It starts out in a MS63 grade of $1,500 and goes all the way up to $5,500 for a 66 example. Not a bad find. It's definitely worth looking for. Here you can see some die cuts on the rim, and it's a very, very easy way of distinguishing that you have a die pair number 4. The number 5 right here is sometimes mistaken as the number 4, and it is a little bit better as far as the pricing, with a Mint State 63 example bringing $100 all the way up to a 66 bringing $425. The prices have went down a little bit, but they're still good enough to where I'd get them graded. The FS106 is another nice double die. All of these are nice double dies. The pricing on it ranges from a 63 of $75 all the way up to a Mint State 66 of $275. The FS107, it starts out in a Mint State 63 at $37, and it ranges all the way up to $650 for an MS66. The FS108 is a little bit stronger and it's nicer, and you can expect to get a better price. The Mint State 63 examples sell for about $60, but the prices get a little weak on the higher grades. They only command a premium of $240. And now the last one, the FS109, it'll take in a MS63, you can expect to get $55 with a MS66 of $800. I think this is only because not a lot of people are getting this graded, so might be a clue to get in there, get them graded, and maybe you can get a top pop in that particular coin. And there you have it. That's the varieties for the decade of the 1970s. Now, I do have a couple more I want to show you. I'm going to call these some bonus coins. Even though it's highly unlikely you'll ever find one, they do have fantasy pieces out there. Let's take a look at them. This coin is the Tovin 1974 aluminum cent. It's still privately owned by the Tovin family, who submitted the coin for certification first to ICG and then later on to PCGS. The story has it that Tovin was a U.S. Capitol police officer who reportedly picked up the 74 aluminum cent in the basement of the Rayburn office building after a congressman rushing to a legislative vote to which he was late dropped the coin. Tovin tried to replace or return the piece to the congressman thinking it was a dime, but he was told to keep it. So there is some legalities there, and I don't know, it's never been put up for sale, so I'm not certain how that would work out. The next one is a 1974D aluminum cent. Now this one here was owned by Harry Edmund Lawrence. After some 20 years at the Denver Mint facility, he was the assistant superintendent, and when he was retired, the superintendent in 1980 took and gifted this to him. Sadly, later on in 1980, he passed away. After some time had passed, his son Randy took the coins to a Michael McConnell, a coin dealer in California. Along with some other coins that his father had owned, the 74D aluminum cent was included. Now, I know they did not have a price for that coin at that time, so it's uncertain what the price of the aluminum cent sold for. In September of 2013, Heritage auction officials valued the 74D aluminum cent in the neighborhood of $250,000, according to Todd Imhoff, Heritage's executive vice president. Now I'm going by memory, so if I'm wrong, someone in the comment please correct me. Seems to me that Heritage was going to sell it, but there seemed to be some legalities issues, and they had to prove that the coin was in fact owned legally by the son. To make a long story even longer, somehow the coin was sold. It seems to me that the missing 74 aluminum cents in February of 1976, they were determined that there's no evidence of criminal intent by those in possession of any of the experimental pieces. So I'm not certain, but I believe one can be owned. However, it is an absolute must that it is in a third-party grading company like PCGS before I would even so much as consider purchasing one. Not that I have the money. I may do more research on just this one particular coin and have a video strictly for it. And there you have it. That's the decade of the 1970s and the goings on at the mint. As I said, I may do more of a video on the 1970 aluminum cent, but I'll have to do a lot of research. There's been a lot of new stuff come up that I just never had the time to read. Um, don't forget, this video was a suggestion from a subscriber. So, if you're not a subscriber, please, we hope you subscribe and join. We share a lot of information. I try to give you the information that you ask for. So in the comment section, give me a suggestion on a series that you would like to have a little bit more knowledge of. Now, I have got about 5 videos right now that I've got scheduled to be making. So it's going to be a little busy, but I'm going to do my best to get them out and get a lot more out for this month. Let's see. I think that takes care of this one. So thank you again, Charles. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this is giving you all a little bit more information. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care, have fun, and as I always like to say, happy hunting, everybody.